Hello and welcome to another episode of Sense and Rants. On today's episode, we're talking about brotherhood. I have Emmanuel, Moyo, and Ify with me. All right, gentlemen, welcome to Sense and Rants. Let's meet you guys.
All right, I can go first. My name is Ify Untoka. For the more introduction, for my day job, I'm in the leadership development program for a big biotech supplier out on the East Coast, but I live and work in Minnesota. Fun fact, I like to play chess, and I've been married to my beautiful wife for about 3 years now. So good to be here.
Aww.
Thank you for coming.
Lala for next? Get beautiful wife.
Abio. That's it. Now I talk on.
This go be beautiful wife, you know.
What should we do?
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Shashi, go next. All right. So my name is Moyo Shokunbi, aka Yobile, aka Chief Chef Shokes. Well, that's my AKA, that's your AKA.
Continue.
I currently live in Texas, Louisville. I work with American Airlines. I'm one of their service managers there. And on my free time, I'm without watching TV, playing ball, or sleeping. I don't like stress. And guess what?
Soccer or
yeah, basically any sport. I'm not picky. Guess what? So coming weekend on Saturday, I'm graduating.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm finally done. Yep.
Wow. Okay. Dual degree. I see you.
Bruh, it's necessary.
Yeah, Emmanuel.
I'm gonna start by saying that the fact that we're talking about friendship and Moyo is in Texas and I don't know, it shows you what kind of friend Moyo is.
Negro, bro.
On that
before
note,
we go into that matter, late last year, bro, we were still discussing this issue now.
My name is is it your introduction? Can I introduce myself?
If it is.
So my name is Emmanuel Adeyemi. Oh yeah, I'm a student. I'm also graduating on that Saturday. So Moyo and I are graduating the same day. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he was graduating. But I'm current MBA student. I'm graduating with my MBA. I love to work out, watch sports. I think I'm a soccer addict. I play soccer like any condition, anytime, anywhere, any day. Yeah, I love sports in general. There's some fun things about me.
Oh, nice. You guys are diverse and interesting, MBA and degreed up married man. Okay, I like this. I like this inspirational people we have going on here. So we're here to celebrate friendship and brotherhood and what that means to you guys. A little introduction about myself when it comes to friendship. So my mom is an introvert. Like she's a very hardworking woman. She works in a male-dominated industry, but she's also an introvert. So when it comes to like parties and friends, growing up, she didn't really go to parties, but we had male friends and that she worked with that was just her friends. So for me, growing up, that idea of there's a gender attached to friendship was never a thing for me at all. But they have this thing in my village. And I think it's actually common amongst Yorubas and Igbo people. It's a combination of like, they call them Omoegbe in Akure. So what they do is like, you guys are in the same age, maybe the same decade, 40, 50 or 20s, 30s. There's always a group of like maybe 10 to 20 women coming together. So what they do is like, they show up for one another. So if you're getting married, they're the ones that will come in like the same attire if you don't have friends, but they will always show up for you. You're getting married, your child is graduating. They're the aunties, but they're not really in your lives. They're just people that your mom that will show up regardless of the situation. If you're celebrating, they'll show up. If you need help or a guiding hand, they will be there for you. I grew up with that idea of that sisterhood, but they were not all necessarily like friends. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I wonder what that felt like. What was friendship like in your house growing up? And they also taught me to show up for people, even if you weren't related to them, and there wasn't anything attached or required. They just showed up for you because that's that idea behind the clique. What was friendship like for you guys growing up, and how has that influenced how you choose friends or see friends now?
Oh, okay, I'll go.
Quiet.
So it's like it's not giving us numbers. Me or you, 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So with me, growing up, my uncles, my dads, they usually tell us stories of how their dad, which my grandfather, how he was more of a community man in the sense that he knew everybody in their area, whereas they all come to his house either to eat, have fun, or whatnot. And then my dad had that same sense too, because growing up too, like this was like since 2003 or so, we had DSTV, so every guy in the neighborhood usually come to our house and watch soccer every weekend, and it's not even a joke. So for me, I felt like that's how my relationship with people started. Like I can relate with anybody. So it now depends on who wants to be foolish and who wants to stay, or who I bond more with at that point. So so to me that's how it is. It's something that was passed down from my grandpa to us, and I guess that's how my life is simple. And now I have a lot of people I can actually call friends, not necessarily brothers, but a lot of friends. And then few I can actually call my brothers because they've showed up in 1 or 2 places. So for me, that's how it is.
Sweet. Ify or Emmanuel, who wants to go first?
If you can go.
So I guess in terms of friendship and growing up, I don't know that I really saw friends around my father, but around my mom, I'll say kind of like 2 kind of friends. One, her siblings. Her and her sisters are like probably the closest people I've ever seen in my life. It's ridiculous how close they are. And then when it comes to friends as well, she had friends, like people that, would show up from time to time, go to events together and things like that. And I mean, I saw the friendship, but I don't know if it like really had an influence on how I wanted my kind of friendship to be like. But I think I only had, I had 1 sibling versus my mom who had like 4 or 5 sisters, right? So in terms of growing up, my brother and I were really close. It was like my best friend. So when, how that influenced me was in terms of like picking the friends that I have around me right now, the ones that I actually call friends. There's only a few of them because I'm very, very particular about people that are around me. So I have a lot of like acquaintances, but the few that I call my friends are literally my brothers. So that's how I'll put it.
Sweet. Emmanuel.
Yeah, so a little bit of, I think it's kind of similar to Moyo, a bit similar to Ify a bit. So my parents are preachers, right? And if you're Nigerian and you know how pastors are, they don't hold them as friends. they hold them in such high regard that people don't really want to.
PKs,
it's like daddy. There's no like, guy, this is my friend. So it's hard to see. Now that's not to say that, my dad had some other pastor friends that would come around, but my parents were not necessarily there. So my parents didn't go out a lot. They don't party a lot. They don't do those things. But we always had people around because they're pastors. So people are always around. And we're a big family. So my family was always my first friend group. We're not kids that were allowed to go out a lot. All right. We're not allowed to do things. We're not allowed to party. But I have 5 siblings and we are such a close-knit family. I'm really, really close. So, and my parents are the same way. So we played with our parents, talked, did everything with them. And then obviously a very close friend group from church. That was most of my friend group. Usually people will build a lot of friends from school. For me, it was, they were acquaintances from school. Like when I went on holidays, I was never keeping in touch with my friends. That was from school. That was how it was. It was like we meet in school, we get along, where we play, and when we go, we're gone till we come back for the next semester. And
so were
I
you
knew that
boarding
was
school
so
then
true.
or not?
I was in boarding house, and here's how it was tricky because I spent like my first 4 years in one of my high school. Now the irony is 4 years in that school, and today I can't really say any of the people are my friends. and I was a border. These are people that we so gathered together. We
Yeah.
stop conflict.
You tell. Oh my
All those
God.
things. We go deal
Ah.
together.
Yeah.
We lived for 4 years in that first school, and like I obviously like it's not like we hate each other or anything.
Mhm.
Like, but there's not. I'm trying to think of anybody that was not in my church that we talk on a regular, and there's not one. Now, my second high school, yeah, a little better. I have more friends that I keep in touch with, but yeah, so for that, it was just for me growing up. But then coming to college and then being by myself and becoming my own person, I'm like, yeah, I became very picky about who got in my space and who became really close to me. So now I have friends and I have brothers, but it's a really small circle.
Okay. So that's actually very interesting because if he mentioned friends versus acquaintances versus brothers, right? I think one thing that and I think Moyo, you just did this. You used the word friend loosely. You said you have brothers that are close to you, then you are friends. And then Ify said, oh, he has friends and then he has acquaintances. What's the difference, to you guys? What does that look like? Who is a friend? Who is a brother? Who is an acquaintance?
I mean, sure, see that acquaintance, it's just something that you just say, I say, Gafa, matter of clothes. Sure, you get like, it's just, yeah, man, I hear you, I see you, I know you, but after that, we're done. We don't really usually like have much to talk about, or maybe any gist, or maybe anything in common. Just basically, I know you, Sha. I don't say I know you.
Yeah.
And maybe once or twice, I go hail you for Instagram or whatnot. But then, friend is one that
you for Instagram, sorry.
once in a while. But so for me, I would say a friend, someone that at least you can keep in touch with, or you can just like once in a while just ask a couple of things, or if you need something with someone, like But then the brothers I don't like can talk to every day, or what, or like if you really want to have that conversation with, or that those are what I call brothers.
Okay.
There you go. So it's like a stages of relationship with people, Shoot. So who can I call acquaintance by and saying? Because my own lifestyle, I don't really. But okay, when we went to Houston one time, I went to Houston a couple of weeks ago, right? And I met a couple of new folks. Yeah, those was not I call them acquaintance because I want to collect the guys number so I can go and playing ball. Because I don't know anybody here. Hey, now that's an acquaintance to me. The man, now my guy. So you get like in the one or two things. Now my guy.
Yeah. The song that came to my head right now. Avoki's my guy. You guys know
my guy.
So then the ones like I'll call my brothers now. Like one of my Emmanuel friend, I've lived that one. You see, our family more like this. His mom still likes me like mad. You think I'm their fourth born.
Okay.
So that kind of thing. That's how you wait. So if my parents know you and like you, and I'm cool with you like that, we both have sense. For me, yeah. Now, for me, you're my family.
Okay.
So maybe that's why I have plenty family members. Says.
Maybe if you know.
I'll put everybody together.
I'll let they go first. They can go.
Okay.
Okay, just call him Emmanuel, so we're not confused.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
my bad.
That's all right. So I think I'm very I agree with Moyo more on this one. It's the same way for me, right? Acquaintances are people that, oh yeah, we meet outside, we play ball, and we are gone. I see, for some reason, we happen to be in the same space. Now, if we left where we don't meet one another, we don't see physically, there's nothing that's going to connect us. There's nothing that's going to make us have conversations. Now, that's not to say if I see you outside, I won't say, hey, how's it going? Or good to see you. That's acquaintances. Now, they are friends. And it's very, it's perfect for me anyway. On this call, I have a very good friend and I have a brother. That's it. I think that's what Moyo alluded to. Moyo is my really good friend, and I've asked him for some things that I don't ask random people.
Right.
And he is, I can call him any day without thinking, how's this guy's gonna feel about me calling him? And he can do the same. And actually, we do that once in a while. He, shout out, all those kind of things. Now, my brother, on this call, if he's my brother. Now we do nah, don't even play. You said it first, but you see how Moyo is sneaky. You know how Moyo used to say Emmanuel is my friend. He says my guy. He says maybe I'm my guy. So don't worry, I got it. But like we do life together. Like it's like it's like we said, we're in and out of, I don't know where to put it, but to simplify, we do life together. We make like some really crucial decisions together. It's the person I call, is the person I sometimes pray with, is the one when I have serious problems, when he has serious problems. And it's a really small group like that where you open up completely to. And those ones, those are the ones that became from friends became brothers. It's like it's another level of intimacy.
Okay. Ify.
I don't know if I can add more because I think that's right. I think I use the word friends and acquaintances, but it's definitely three categories, right? For me, when it comes to brothers, right, there's my biological brother, and I think there's like maybe three other people that fit in that category. It's a hard pill to swallow, but like there's not too many people I call my brother, right? So and Emmanuel is one of them. So like I have a lot of friends. Possibly.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you measure, or when do you know, or at least for you, when did you know that a particular friend was no longer just okay? When did you know that somebody went from being an acquaintance to being a friend, and then from being a friend to a brother? Feel free to mention their names and just let's give them their flowers right now.
Yeah, maybe I can go first on this one. So I don't know if I could put a time frame on it. So like I said, two of my brothers now in the US, so Emmanuel and Ajibade. It's wild to say this, but it was almost instant with Emmanuel. So with Ajibade, right? I'm calling him Ajibade on this call. It's so weird. Calling him Emmanuel is so weird. I don't call them that. But,
so who is Ajibade, by the way?
So like my brother. So we met first. We met first day of college, first day in Cato, undergrad. And we lived together for all 4 years before he moved. He lives out in the East Coast now, out in Maryland. But like that one, we kind of grew from friendship into brotherhood. But we grew, the relationship grew pretty fast. With this one on this call, it's pretty instant. It was very weird. The first day we met him, like we clicked. Like I don't know what it was, but we clicked. He came into the fold. We ended up living together. I think my senior year in college. Emmanuel lived with me, both me and Adibade, and like two other friends who were like really good friends. Possibly close to brotherhood, but there's levels. Just put it that way. Just me being honest, right? But like, I don't know if I could put a time with Ajibade, but like. With Emmanuel was quite instant. I mean, we're both born on the same day, a year apart.
Yeah, that too.
It's a little weird when it comes to both of us, but
don't cry. You're getting emotional.
Don't worry, Moya, I got you.
What's my own now?
Your sister is on the call.
What's my own now?
Let us from our own bunch, Moya.
When you said born,
that's the start right there.
When you said born on the same day, you were getting emotional. So
well, since Emmanuel.
In terms of friends and acquaintances, right? So in terms of like friends, like it's people that like I still keep in touch with. Like I would send like random text messages to people like, hey, I was just thinking about you. It's not like an every week thing or an every month thing, but if I have the consciousness of mind to reach out to you at some point, I consider you a friend.
Okay.
But if I don't do that and I just say hi when we see in public, bless up. So that's how I'm able to distinguish it, right? Like they're friends from high school that I have a group chat with. Crazy to think about, but like like not like an alumni big group chat. Like there's 3 friends from high school that I'm actually in a group chat with that like we chat almost every month, like so there are things like that makes me know, okay, this person is still at the still at the friendship level. But acquaintances is like when we see in public we're cool, we say hi, but exactly we like each other's pictures, but
Okay, well, we'll pass it to your brother Emmanuel.
Yeah, so I don't know that there's a way to time it, right? Like if you said, so I came to Cato. The first day I met him, he took gum from my hand. Now, normally, that would throw me off because I'll be like, all kind of Bebeto messages, like in my head, but like it wasn't that way. And it was like it was so cool. It was fun, and we just hit it off. And literally, we just hit it off.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we won't say we were brothers right away. Obviously, we grew as friends, but then we just knew, right? Like I don't know to say that it was this day we said, we are brothers now. As the
Chop
relationship
knuckle.
kept growing, yeah, you know, it's like today, if you James, Ajibade, today, this is the brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know that there's anything to say, but as the relationship kept going on, as life kept happening, um, as we kept sharing things, right? The level of intimacy grew.
Mm-hmm.
So there are things that you could ask me about Ify. I don't need to hear Ify's answer. I'll tell you what his answer would be, and more likely than not, it will be correct. The same thing with Ajib's, right? But with really good friends, I may need to check because the relationship just didn't grow to that level. See, and I think sometimes even from outside, you can almost tell. See, the Emmanuel Shokes is talking about. Let me, Moyo. You said we should use the actual names, right? The Emmanuel Moyo is talking about. I know that they are brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I watch them and I know that they're brothers. I see the things they do. I see them when we're at places together, and obviously they're not lovey-dovey, but I see their interaction, right? I
Yeah.
see their interaction, and it's different. Like you know that there's a brotherhood there. You know that these two they have a different kind of relationship. While we're very good friends, I'm friends with Emmanuel, I'm friends with Moyo, but there are also things that when it happens, I'm clueless, right? You go there and you're like, there's an inside thing going on here, and
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not partaking of that. So it's just, and I don't know that there's a time when that happens. Maybe for some people there is, but it's just for my own brotherhood group,
Mm-hmm.
we just know, and like I guess we just knew, and levels of things that we do together has just grown deeper and deeper and deeper, and decisions that we now take together and life things that we do together is just, but we just know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that there's a way we can say this was the day and time. I think it's something that happens over time, and the
Yeah.
intimacy grows, and then everybody kind of feels, you know, you just know that, okay, well, this is relationship that's gotten beyond just, we're not just friends,
Yeah.
you know.
Let me actually say something to that effect. So there was a day I posted something on, I think it was WhatsApp story, and I called the person my friend, and Dr. Ro, she's one of my sisters and friends here. She was like, "Oh, Choma, we know. Konyi, we know. Ngozi, we know. Who is this person?" And I was just like, "You don't know all my friends. Like, leave me alone." You know, that was actually quite interesting. But yeah,
Right.
Moyo.
So see, one thing I realize is that even so with me, even with your friendships,
Mm-hmm.
they have different categories,
Mm.
right? So there are some friends where on some issues you can talk to them on, and there are some that there are different issues you can talk to them with. Do you get? So it's but then there are some that can basically tell everything to.
Yeah.
Do you get?
Mm-hmm.
Example like Emmanuel now, that one Emmanuel was saying, my guy, we met in 2014 when we were still going to Century College. We met at the African Student Association, whatever, right? And then the second time we were just chatting at that point. The second time we met, he took me home, right? My guy said he was hungry. I come and like, Alaye, make eba for us. The man came home, we talked about okra that day. So that, and funny enough, my family was at home that day and they all met him. And they all liked me from there. So we got to, so even when I went to his house for the first time too, that's like Mom just sat me down and was telling me stories. I was like, God damn, today not today. So at that point, and any sport Emmanuel does, Mom will call me, Moyo, Barres or click on. I'm like, hey, so at that point, it just became like that. And there's another particular person, it's never this one travels all the time. Like Emmanuel was saying, doesn't keep in touch with his high school classmates or whatnot. I don't know where they do that one, but I guess I guess we're all different in a way. Yeah, like my primary school classmates, it was even the same guy. We call him Papa. His name is Adeolu. On one random day, I was in Eketo then. He just hit me up on Instagram. We was supposed to play FIFA, but we couldn't play because he was in London. He was doing his masters. And then one day we just kept on talking, keeping in touch. Papa D, anything about business, I know I can always call him for Nigeria about business. Like, he's my guy, he's smart like that. Yeah, exactly. I can always call Papa D for anything like that. So it's like, and I've noticed that from primary school. And we didn't talk for years until Instagram was like 2014, 2015. So it was even last year that we now gonna bring back all our primary school classmates in our group chats. You see how it's, and exactly. And funny thing about me, I don't know if I think it's just a me thing. I try to keep in touch with people as much as I can, in the sense that most of those primary school students I had on my Facebook, I had on my IG. So once in a while, I always like, because we had a small classroom. We had a small class. Like,
how many were you guys?
12.
Well, okay.
Yeah, that was our primary 6. But before then, was a lot of us, but everybody left before primary 6. That kind of
graduating students in SS3, we had 563, 67. I can't remember.
That's a damn public school.
Your father, your actual father.
That's a public school.
I went to Mayflower. Okay.
That is the only reason why.
I went to Mayflower.
FA is probably quite similar. Yeah.
Your father, but go on. Keep talking your talk.
But our secondary school, we've had a group chat. Like, there's some of my secondary school that my parents know that I was still asking about till tomorrow. So those ones who I call them like I call them my bros in the board. The only difference I don't see them regularly as much as I see the ones here.
Yeah.
So like I said, every like I tell myself something like on a daily basis, like if there's nothing you can learn from your friend, or you can't get something from your friend, that person is not your friend at that point. Like so for example, we have a wedding coming up next week, Vincent. When I first met Vincent and the time I actually spent a lot of time with him, I knew this one because Vincent is more disciplined than me. So I got that from him, and his motivation of doing things. I got that from him. So that's why I know, okay, this one I always hold him up to something. I have something to hold on to with him. Or maybe Steven, this guy no Steven. He's an IT guy. So whenever I have an IT questions, I always grab Steven because I know he's gonna be there. So all these things for me plays facts. They all play factors. So like I said, if you don't, your friend or your brother or whatever, if you don't have something they can get from them or they can get from you, are you guys really friends? Like, what exactly are you guys friends for? So that's how I see and pick my own friends.
Okay, so friendship for you is basically adding value, or you adding value to people.
Yeah. Okay. If they can't get from you, you can't get from them. Well, kill them. What are you guys talking about? There's no point. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about dreams. Like the hustle, the life. When your friend showed up for you, when you showed up for somebody else. The dreams you guys dreamt together. That at this point is a reality, and the ones you still, you hope in the next couple years or decades down the line will be your realities. Share those with us if you don't mind.
OPP.
I've had OPP is the Nigerian slang for
Okpogon. It's plenty.
It's plenty.
Okpogon.
So when Emmanuel them know now, I've had friends that I've been doing business with since I was in college. They would throw parties and stuff. So those guys I still hold them as on high regard. We do everything together. So I don't business wise there, I don't know. But like I said, my friend Papa D, that one it keeps teaching me a lot of stuff. That I keep accumulating. Just only thing I just to process it out. So what was the question again? I think I lost my point.
You talk too much. No.
You said okay. You said
I didn't drag you like that.
She don't have your bag, bro. She said you had your bag.
So I think she said business wise, right, with your friends.
Yeah.
Like Iman now, there was something Iman was helping me with late last year, and I'm still on his neck for it. I just want to say, maybe I don't know if I can even say, but so he was helping me in line with the job, and then although I'm still waiting on their response there, but it was the man that put me through on how to move around that thing. Yeah. So which is still on a positive note right now. So I'm still waiting. So business wise, yeah, business is good, but most of the time right now, anything business wise, for some reason, most of the business I'm planning on doing is in Nigeria. So I'm doing with my sisters, or I'll call my guy that I know my guy.
Okay.
Who always at my back. So besides, yeah.
So that's the hustle and dream.
Right now.
What about the showing up?
Emmanuel, that guy I showed up for my sister's birthday, I showed up for me, to be honest. And I feel like whatever he does for my sisters, he's doing it for me.
Yeah.
Same thing with him too. Like sometimes I'll just get something I'll give to his sibling. Or I'll rather this for a sibling, because at that point I didn't even care about you like that. You're my guy, but I know that my deal for your sibling is also going to affect you. Ima, when my sister needs him, when I need him, Ima is always going to show up. I know him for sure. I can't really pinpoint one thing because it's been too much. It's been a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly. Is it when I didn't have a car back then? I was working at Joseph Banks. I wasn't schooling. Because I know he likes driving, he doesn't mind picking me and taking me everywhere.
Wow.
Exactly. He didn't mind it. Like, he's that kind of person, you know. And last year he had a problem with his car. Guess what? He took my dad's car.
Yeah. Your dad's car?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
My dad had to, so just take it to work and whatever, you know. So it's already like that. Like,
it's family.
Yeah.
Okay. Emmanuel, Ify.
You go ahead.
It's plenty.
Sure. Don't worry, we got time.
In terms of dreams, man, it's been beautiful, man. Like, and so like when I refer to things now, right, I'm gonna be referring mostly to my two brothers here, so Emmanuel and Jibs. I have a biological brother, I said as well, and then I have a brother, Samuel. If he ever gets to watch this, he's not biological, but like that's like my brother. That one we met in high school, and like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like an adopted, like his brother, like, you know, we're partners. But with Milo and Jim, in terms of dreams, because a lot of like my dreams now and a lot of like my goals and stuff, those are the two people apart from my beautiful wife, those are the two people I share it with, right? Mm-hmm. You know, my brother's back home. You know, two people I share most of that with, again, Emmanuel and Chibade. Jeez, my names are so weird. But like, I mean, through it all, right? I came undergrad, I was pre-med, hoping to go to med school. So of course they were a part of that journey, that dream, the undergrad life. You know, they were a part of me not being able to get past the MCAT multiple times and studying for that. And you know, the dream kind of shifted towards, you know, business school. I'm going to get my MBA, and you know, Lade and I kind of have like a shared dream in that sense. But as a collective, right, you know, we have dreams around, you know, family, what we want our families to be like, what we want our finances to be like, you know, what we want our health to look like. So like, you know, not just like 9 to 5, but like, you know, real estate, stock market. So like, these are things we talk about daily, weekly, like, I don't know, you know, like, you know, we have conversations about real life, you know, real life situations and things that pertain to our family. Like, I share things about, you know, my family that like I wouldn't just share with anybody else except both of them, right? So like, it's that, and I think we work to support each other in terms of dreams. So like, I think when I was doing, you know, my MBA, what do you call it, personal statement, whatever, before I got into business school, I'm pretty sure both of them reviewed it. In my resume, I'm pretty sure both of them reviewed it. Like, things like that, you know, school questions, challenging questions, business questions. I run it by them. It's nothing. Like Emmanuel said earlier on the call, right? Like, there are things about me that you would ask him, and
by default,
if he just knows the answer to. Like, if you call and ask him where I'm at, he probably knows exactly where I'm at on any given day, right? So things like that. But then in terms of showing up,
fix your face, bro.
No, because what was in my head is that does you know where Emmanuel is in the bathroom, I be toilet you, I be woman, like, are we really doing this?
I like too much, bro.
Are you sure? Continue.
Continue.
But I mean, in terms of showing up, man, I can't even begin to count. I mean, just this last week, my was in my garage fixing my brakes while I went to get a haircut. I'm trying to look pretty. He was downstairs fixing my brakes instead of me fixing it myself, right? So like, that's just like that's like that example is like the minuscule, right? But like, if I'm in a crisis, those are the first two phone numbers I'm gonna call. It's not even gonna be a family member. If something happens to me tomorrow and I need to raise $20,000, those are the first two numbers I'm gonna call. They might not have it, but I know that once I call them, the money's gonna come out.
Yeah.
That's the kind of brotherhood we have. Like this is a friendship where like they'll put their credit on the line for me.
Moyo, please just cover your face.
Moyo, that's too much.
Oh, don't call me. I'll block your number.
So like I mean that, right? This is the boys that will put their credit. And I know how like credit is very, very particular in the US. They'll put their credit on the line for me, and it's not like
I see what you did there, credit line. I see what you did there. Don't put that credit on the line for credit line. I see what you did there.
But sacrifices like that without like saying, hey, when how people will start handling you, when are you going to pay me back? It's nothing like that. It's like it's a brotherhood that's like, when you're in time, it's not like friendship or when things are good. It's like a marriage, basically, right? In good times and in bad times.
We can't relate. Moving on.
It's weird to say, but
I don't want to relate to it.
It's weird to say, but it's like that.
It is, but I was suspecting the two of them at this point. But no problem.
As they come, brother.
Sorry, we cut you off. Not vex.
No.
You see, that's why they say false masculinity. False masculinity. It's okay for men to love each other. What's wrong with you?
I didn't say anything now. I just don't talk. Say.
Sorry, we keep calling you. Not vex. Sorry.
You should not worry. Yeah, like me, I shall marry. Don't worry about that.
Woo! You scared me there.
No, keep going. No, they can go. But no, the love is real, right? So it's different. So I could definitely distinguish between the brotherhood versus people that I have some like really close friends, but I wouldn't call them my brothers. So they might get a little hurt watching this, but like they're really close.
They know where they stand.
Yeah. Some of them are really close friends, not just friends. But I wouldn't go as far as I wouldn't tell them the things I tell Ade. It's not So.
Okay. Emmanuel.
Yeah, I think for me it's a lot of the same things, right? There are, and with like the different levels of friends, with things like hustle and goals and sacrifices, you know what to ask who, right? You see, there are things you would just not ask anymore. Someone was saying, he contacted me for something. He knew that the level of relationship that shouldn't be a problem. He should be able to get this, and immediately he called me. I'm like, oh, I'm on it, because it's the level of our relationship. Now, the things Ify would ask me about, for Ify to ask me those things, is a different level of relationship, right? Without thinking too. It's like if I'm in crisis, like you said. See, with friends, if you want to ask people for a big favor, and especially when it's big, you got to think about it. You got to analyze, hey, how's this person going to take it? All these things. Is this appropriate to ask someone? With your brothers, right? Or the kind of, the guys I have in my circle as brothers, I don't think about this stuff. I need this stuff, and I really need it. Like, you guys got, hey, here's what I need, and then we have shared dreams. We are each other's business partners. That's not to say we don't do business with other people or anything, but it's a safe space for a level of business that we do, together. Now, it's also where like money is not a thing, trust is not a thing. Like, there's so many things that are non-issues. So it's so easy to do business together. It's so easy we're not thinking about oh man, how is it going to feel? Oh man, I
Mm-hmm.
know how he feels about it, and I don't. It takes out the stress. Now with friends, there's extra levels of. First of, there are things that I would not even bring up to friends, but with the things that you bring up, there are levels of I got to be very careful with
Yeah.
bringing this thing up to you. I got to make sure that it's stuff that you're comfortable with. And so some businesses I would just not bring it up
Yeah.
because it's like I don't
I
Yeah.
don't
I don't
know.
want
Who you
Yeah.
problem.
who you be now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Or let's say I go bring you into this business now and something doesn't work out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if I want to go into some it may not work out kind of business, then I know who I'm going to talk to, right? I
Mm-hmm.
know that it's Iffy, it's James, because it may not work out. I don't want it to may not work out with my friends. Whether or not they will attack me,
About
it will
friendship, yeah.
never
Yeah.
those are things that ruin friendships, right?
Yeah.
And say that the person is so stand up and they're not going to hold it against me. I'll keep holding it against myself. It's always going to be there that
Yeah.
man, I lost this person money. But Ivy and James, right? I don't want to lose their money. We say something amongst ourselves is I'm very I protect their finances like mine. So
Mm-hmm.
when I give advices, when I tell them things, there are things that I protect like my own finance. But if it
Mm-hmm.
were to go south, well, if it went south,
Yeah. So there are no
let me keep
questions
it pushing.
asked.
Yeah, there are no questions asked. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that level of and it took us time to build it or whatever, but it's
Mm-hmm.
that level. And with sacrifices, I mean, it's the same. If I need something done, I don't I don't need to think about it. If I need it, I need it, and I that's what I'm calling. There's a time if he used to get sick, there's a kind of sickness, he used to have this sickness that it just wasn't comfortable for us. His wife would call me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if his wife was calling many other people, but his wife knows it's that level of intimacy. So
Yeah.
sacrifices is like, yeah, I'm showing up. If he's at that, I'm pulling up. And with friends too, there are many things, but it's you can't even start to list because there is no sacrifice that's too much. It's
Yeah.
like if I got to if these people need it, I'm on it. And I'm a very nice guy. I'll do things for people generally. Like I'll do almost
Who
anything
said you're a
for
nice
most
guy?
people. I mean, you've said it before. To be fair, I know you're acting for the camera, and
I,
I'm
you
just
two
I
were
joking.
don't.
okay. He's a nice guy.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But okay. I think I'm a
You
nice
think
guy,
I like that better?
right? But yeah, I think I'm a nice guy. I think most people would say I am, but I also know that there are sacrifices and extents of things that I not ask people for,
Mm-hmm.
even when I consider them as friends, just
Yeah.
because I think that that's an extra level of intimacy. That's a bit of a sacrifice to ask somebody for. And so, but when it gets to that level, then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know who I'm calling without thinking about, oh, is that inconveniencing them or
Mm-hmm.
if it's not doable, I also expect them to tell me, but it's a level where I'm not thinking about it. And if it's not doable, it's not because they can't do it, it's literally because it's not doable. If it's
Yeah.
doable, they
Yeah.
have to go do it, however
Okay.
inconvenient it is.
Okay. Okay. Well, you guys have nice ginger answers. Now I feel like I want to go look for a brother, but I have too many brothers. So, a couple of questions here, and then we'll begin to round it off, right? Who are some, and you already mentioned different people. So, Ify, you have three brothers. Emmanuel, you have how many?
Four.
Four.
I got like four, yeah. My
Yeah.
biological
Emmanuel,
brother and three other
three.
three others.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Emmanuel, how
I
many you
have
have?
three biological brothers,
Mhm.
two biological sisters, and then two
Your
brothers,
chosen
two
family.
Canadian brothers.
Not
Yep.
plenty. Oh.
Yeah. My mom has 6 kids, so yeah, we plenty.
You. I have
Our
11
house, they
siblings,
always also and
but
boss it.
go ahead.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I have a lot of siblings.
How many siblings
Yeah,
did you
no.
say?
About 11.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have five, but yeah.
Moya.
I don't get brother. Oh. Now leave me.
Well,
I'm the,
Emmanuel is your brother, right? I
I'm
mean,
the
that's
only,
your
I'm the only,
chosen.
I'm the only biological son.
No, I'm talking about your brotherhood now.
I have plenty actually. Get plenty.
How many? Can you count them?
Let me just say 5.
5. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were to tell them something now that you wish they would never forget, like go ahead and tell them, mention their names and tell them how you feel about them, what their friendship feels like to you.
Are they ain't shit?
You know what? If you want, help me accept him. Accept him. Just
No. It's just play.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've said Emmanuel, right? Basically, this boy, now I used to really consider my brother, but he became a bastard. Yep. It's someone that's
gist. I hear the gist.
So he has been cut off. It's someone that's better in the head. But you want to hear the gist? I know this is not a type of gist. But he has been cut off, so he can't be considered anymore. Emmanuel, I mean, that one is self-explanatory now. That one is family member. You know. Toby is married, he's all the way in Florida right now. Toby is one my parents are actually really know too. I was one of his groomsmen. I'll put Dele in the mix. Dele, yep. No matter how foolish you guys, what it says, the guy actually has sense. There's some things about Dele that you can actually hold on to.
Okay.
Like sometimes the stubbornness actually makes a lot of sense. You know, and Dele and I can always relate on a lot of things because we are almost alike. Certain things, you know.
Not almost. Yep.
They both agree.
I think not almost.
That's quite true.
I like.
That's
I think not almost. I like.
that true.
And there are actually some other guys that I actually got to know recently. Like I can always call them up too. And I mean I've known them for a minute, but like I can call them my brothers now. Okay. Like that's how it is. Like Shay and Timmy.
Okay.
I don't think you guys don't know Tim. Yeah, so I can actually call those ones my brothers. Then besides that, like I said, I'm a man of many people. Like we can go on and on. Like I said, all these friendship have different values or different meanings.
Yeah, for sure. So pick 3 of those people and tell them on this video what their friendship means to you and what it feels like.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. I don't want to talk them now. I don't talk them now.
Continue, not vex.
But Shay can vex me. That guy is stingy. You know, he's stingy, but he doesn't like spending money, and it pisses me off. Okay. That's
Shay, you have it. Shay, you do better.
But no, Shay is a really good dude. Like, he's my financial analyst.
Oh, okay.
You see the way I is stingy with money. It's something I can get from him.
Okay.
Like we got super close last year during COVID when it was lockdown, because at that point I was living like a minute away from my house. So after work, so it was always coming through. And with me, him and Emmanuel, we bonded a lot, and then we said a lot of things, and we got to know more about each other and everything. So that's how we became family. We even get group chats, you know. Yeah. So and then Timmy, we met Timmy when we went to Nigeria because he was what they call it, he married a sister's friend, Toby's sister. Yeah. So and he didn't have anybody at that point. When he came to America, he didn't know anybody. So me, him, Emmanuel and Shay, during COVID, people were always hanging out, always talking, always, you know, doing things. So that we actually took a road trip to Chicago.
Oh, nice.
4 of us, yep. So it's and Timmy is also an IT person. So he also has sense, he has family sense, he's level-headed.
Yeah.
Whereas though, if I'm too hyper, Timmy will try hype with me, but because he gets past me, he will calm down.
You will bring it down, okay.
Exactly. So, but yeah, like I said, I'll also put Steven in the ranks. Steven is a good dude. He's one of my close friends, one of my brothers too. I'll put Steven in the ranks too. Who else? Most every other person I would say good friends, like really, really good friends. Like Ima, that short one. I'll put Ima there. I'll put Scouting. I'll call them. I'll put Samson and all the other guys I do business with. And my guy in Nigeria, the smart dude. And I'll call them really, 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 really good friends.
Okay.
Every other person and my friend or acquaintance.
Okay.
If he be my guy, no vex so my guy. I just think you know my yet. I just don't get your number yet.
Oh, yeah, don't leave
So
me, man.
I mean, like I said, I mean,
Oh.
if I can get things from them, things that are intangible, I can't feel or touch. Like I can't touch. It's that's enough. That's what I appreciate about them.
Yeah.
Do you get like
Yeah.
that's the appreciation from that I get from them or that they get from me? Like, bro, this thing that you have, that means only few people have it, and there are only few people I can get it from.
Yeah.
So that means I can appreciate that from you. So those are my guys. And then that one where I kick out, that one a bastard. I'll seriously say it. I don't just want to call a name for now. But the bastard.
That's fine. That's
Joe,
fine.
it's a cause fight. No, no true blue.
If I begin to tell you what that idiot do,
blue.
if I begin to talk, this place won't leave you like them here.
Well, we have to leave.
Yup.
You might have
Calabar.
I feel like I want to know who this person is, but I'll call you for just.
You call me. The guy's in the army too.
I used to address this when Muyo said there are some really good friends that are not just casual friends.
Yeah.
And they're not, and they're, friends are still different from acquaintances, but there are some really, really close friends. They're very close, but they don't just, the brotherhood part is, where biological or not, but it doesn't even matter. Those things don't count with these guys, and that's Ify and Ajibs for me, right? But that's not to say that, like, I have some really, really close friends that are stand-up guys there. Many of the things that are with Jibs and Ify are with them is just, there's just an extra level to it. It's just an extra level to it. So, like Muyo said, Muyo is my very close friend. Like I've asked Muyo for one of the favors I asked Muyo for is a huge Muyo on this call. It's a huge favor that you shouldn't ask. You don't ask regular people for such.
I can't remember. I said, what was it in?
Yeah, don't be that for my show.
I don't remember me now.
I'm supposed to tell the overall what I asked you for. But so I have Carlton, I have Akifolari, my business partner, my close friend Josh. Those guys, I'd even call them my brothers. Like normally, it's just because of how we are differentiating the meaning for the purpose of this show is why I'm saying very close friends.
Right.
But it's levels of brotherhood is really what it is, right? Those guys are, it's just levels. So we got Carlton, Aki, Josh, my guys in Nigeria, Taiwan, Kenny, Olamide, Toby. There are not many, but there's a few more guys. But there's another level, like I said, and it's Ify and Jibs.
Okay.
And they probably have those for themselves too. And obviously my biological brothers, but this is about friendship, so I didn't bring my biological brothers into this at all. But that's they're those. But the way we grew up is why I love big families, right? Yeah. Somebody was always there to fight, to beat, to talk to play with. So my biological brothers have always been that.
Yeah.
But for Ify and Jibs, man, I mean, I'm so thankful for those guys, right? And like Muyo rightly said, if you're not, two of the people I learned the most from are two of them, and that's not because they're my close. They're such. Jibs is such a stand-up guy, and his work ethic is too impressive. I mean, and talk about somebody being. I don't know how to describe that man. Is straight. He doesn't cut corners. He's such a guy. He's a special dude, man. And somebody gives you their word and you don't worry about it. He said it's going to happen. He's going to do it. And that's how he is with everything. But his work ethic, I mean, we do some research on some stuff, and Ify and I we could slack off a little bit, and Jibs can keep going for 6 hours. I mean, I'm not making up numbers. He would sit there and keep working on this stuff for 6 hours that we would benefit from, by the way. Yeah. And we would just be laughing or watching basketball, and he would just keep going. And and many things, and he's humble, extremely humble. I learned humility from him. He's such a level-headed guy, and I'm a big talkative. I'm a troublesome guy, but with being with Jibs and with Ify as well, I've calmed down for a lot of things. Like some things don't require that. Just comments because I watch them, right? I watch them. Ify's one of the most intelligent people I know, but talk about somebody being true to himself. Yeah. Ify is so true to himself and so comfortable in his own skin. I used to think I was comfortable in my own skin. But Ify is, I mean, there's, he doesn't care about the other things. Like, he's so thankful to be Ify. I don't think you guys have met anyone that's so, I love, he loves himself
Yeah.
as the way he is. And it's very admirable because then you're not looking for other things,
Yeah.
right? He's a satisfied human, right? He's God fearing, right? I'm a Christian. To have a brother that's God fearing, that's not ashamed of their Christianity is very impressive, right? And that's a lot coming from a pastor's child. So he is, like I said, he's intelligent, he's work ethic too. I have friends that are hardworking. It's hard for me to be lazy because we talk about things at work, we talk about projects, and it's like there's a constant fire under you because you don't want to be the guy that can't bring the good report to the group,
Yeah.
And it's not like a pressure, but it's like constant things. And these are guys like Jibs. My financial classes, I'm going to Jibs. My strategy classes, I'm going to Ify. Like, there's many things I know their strengths, and I'm going to them constantly for. And talk about dedication. Our generation has made being loyal to one woman and being a faithful husband or boyfriend, they've made it seem impossible.
Yeah.
Well, if he's a poster man for that, I mean, I've known him and his wife since I've known him, and I've not known another woman with him. So since my freshman year in college. I mean, because our generation is the generation,
You want to sample the different.
there's too much side chick. I want to sample. I tell you this, man. I've known Ify since my freshman year.
Yeah.
And I've known his girlfriend, and now she's his wife.
Yeah.
And there's no being, oh, we're taking a break. It's not happened. And it's good to see that because as a guy, it's possible because I'm seeing it every day. I see it every time I see them. So, I mean, we can go on and on. There's so many levels of motivations, but like I said, I'm so blessed to have such a close knit group of people that they make, I mean, countless number of sacrifices. I can't start to list. Countless number of sacrifices where it's like we laugh about something sometimes when it's like, oh, I got to make the sacrifice. Like, oh, that's not a thought. It's like, oh, in case it's not convenient. That's not a thought. Like, it's not. There's no convenience when it's with me.
Yeah.
It's not a conversation. Oh, Lade is doing this. Oh, okay, we'll be there.
It's
not. Oh, no. We'll be. Oh, that Lade needs this. Oh, here it is. And to have those kinds of people in your corner.
Yeah.
It's priceless. It's priceless to the point where, like Moya said, your parents start to recognize it. My parents know these guys as their kids, and I call their parents mom and dad, and I talk to them that way. And so it's priceless, and I'm very thankful for it. So yeah, Ify and Jibs, I'm truly grateful for you guys. I absolutely love you guys very much. I think that was what she was trying to make us do, is face you and say, if I introduce I love you guys very much, and I'm very thankful for you.
Yeah. Your flower now passed over to Ify.
I don't know how I followed that. I'm not sure how it might on this call. I don't know how I followed
well,
that.
he's one of your brothers, so tell it to him, and then fight to the remaining other three.
So,
he's not ready.
So I'm not gonna go as far as mentioning my close friends like you might have did.
Yeah.
It'll cause some fights, but I do have friends that fall into that category, and it's kind of a similar list, right? So out of who we mentioned, like Carlton, Josh, who I call Dada, and Aki are like, and then Akin, Shalu. Like we're a friend group that like they know. So like and even like those close friends know like me, Iman, and Jibs, the level to our brotherhood as well. So it's not like any whatever, but like to my brothers, like they, Jibs, I think what I'll first say is, I love you guys. And this begins on the call telling him I love you to his face is quite funny. But I mean, I say it like almost after every phone call to them, right? Because life is short. You just never know. So I make it a point to let them know that I love them. And it's not a facade. I actually do love them. And in terms of like value, in terms of like value that they add, jeez, it's OPP, OPG, I know
Yeah.
but no, it's quite a a laundry list of things. In terms, friendship is valuable, right? He's mentioned a lot of them, but it's like Lade and I, we pray about things together, and I think you mentioned that my faith is very, very big for me, and whatever I do, that's
actually
always
what I
like.
noticed about the two of you, which was weird. The first time I saw you guys together, I mean, Ify and Emmanuel, you guys were in church. Yeah.
I mean, like that's very, very, very important for me, right? It's not for everybody, but like having that person I could talk to about things all things spiritual, grow with, that's important. But just even business, right? So I think I mentioned briefly that I was pre-med, right? Manuel's brain. he's like an engineer by trade, but his brain for business is just something else, right? He just things like that come like this for him. Doesn't come as easy for me, right? But being able to kind of like get value in that sense, but then also like the intangibles, right? So hard work, discipline. He was talking about Jibs. That stuff is actually it's intense, like how disciplined Jibade is. Like he might even say the half of it, but like it's actually quite ridiculous. Let me put it that way. I'm not trying to be that disciplined. Actually, it's quite ridiculous. But those are things that you emulate from your friends, right? Like you want to be that disciplined. And Ima said, we have a group chat called BBM No Work.
What does BBM No Work means?
It used to be on BlackBerry Messenger, but now we use WhatsApp. So BBM No Work. But like you don't want to be the dude that comes into the group chat.
BBM.
And is slouching. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the and not like pressure. Say, man mentioned this, right? In our brotherhood, like there's it's hard as it may seem. There's zero jealousy. There's just zero envy, zero jealousy. So like it's nothing like that. But it's just like straight for motivational purposes only. It's literally the way it's like,
Yeah.
So like there's just too many things to emulate, and I really love these dudes, man. He said like if anything happens, my wife knows who to call.
Okay. So if you were to look back, or let's look forward actually 10, 20 years from now, what do you want your friends to always remember?
To remember
about me and our friendship.
Oh, your friendship. About your brotherhood.
There's not okay.
I think that that would always be there for each other. Like as I am right now, I want both of them to marry quick so that we can start doing family vacation. You should not leave me alone.
Godfatherism.
Yeah, let's start traveling together with the wives and kids.
Okay.
But like just remember that the set, like my mom prayed a prayer for 3 of us recently, and I'm trying to remember the words my mom used, but she prayed that like the friendship we have, that nothing will come in between it. Because even my parents, like they've seen the value in our friendship, that like whenever they ask of me, the next 2 sentences after they ask of wifey is both of them. Like like they've never called me once and not asked of them, but it's like that the bond that we have and the value that we've had, that it continues 10, 20 years, 30, 40. I mean, we're gonna grow together.
Yeah.
So for not to be sappy, but 20 years is too short. We gotta do like 50 years.
Cool. Moyo?
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think there's anything to remember, but because we're still gonna be together at that point. So what are they gonna want to start remembering 20 years when we've been there like for all the whole 20 years? So
I guess the question is like, 20 years from now, I hope you guys are still friends. How do you want to see that? Yeah.
I mean, now that we're in our youth and we are still friends and everything are going good, what we want to scatter in 20 years? Is it woman?
Women, money?
when we had women not scatter us now. So is it now when we're now married that
Hey,
women.
yeah, women, mad guy.
Exactly, mad guy.
Already looking man.
Women is said that you get your woman, I get my woman, or we had women, or that kind of thing. Not hello. Think I've cut all this place out of this thing.
I probably will not. But go ahead, Ima.
But so
my flow.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So
As I was saying.
I mean, like what I'm saying is, if woman did not scatter us when we're in our youth right now, is it that when we are married with kids, woman? No. So I really don't see anything that can cause any beef in our relationship with my guys, or maybe with Emmanuel. I really don't see, to be honest.
Okay.
Because like what is it going through right now, or what am I going through right now that he doesn't know about that would now want to cause issues in the future? Maybe if we don't know each other right now, I would got maybe like we'll meet 10 years in the future when we are married, then okay, I would say. But now that we've known each other since college days, our first, you get what I'm saying? So yeah. I feel like it's hard for me to think of anything that might, want to put sand inside the Gary.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I see it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. No, even with the other guys too, it's except that bastard, maybe. But anybody else, I'm cool.
Bastard.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's a motherfucker.
Yo, don't let these two old guns around each other. I'm not trying to lose my people, bro. But I think with my this group is we have so much planned together. We work on so many things together, and I think for us it's just to remember the days of our humble beginnings. Days like when it wasn't so rosy. It's like there are days that we went through
ramen noodles.
Oh God! I mean, you're talking about ramen noodles.
You guys eat ramen noodles?
I mean, there are those days, and because we lived together, so there were literally the ramen noodle days.
Yeah.
Maybe now with Jibs, I guess Jibs loves his wings. So but to from that level of living in college and going through grocery shopping together to okay, we're working class, we're trying to put things together, and this failed, and this didn't work, and this is working. To where we see ourselves as a friend group that's also a business group, where like I said, we're business partners, we truly are, and we know where we're trying to be, and God willing, we'll get there. And at that point when we're there, we're gonna be like, wow, what a journey, what a ride. And where we are. Like we always say, the way we like to work is on the beach with our computers. That's how we believe that's the way to work, traveling to another country on the beach. So when we're on the beach, this friend group, and we are working, and now everything that we said, everything that we should talk about and fantastic about is now happening. As that's even better times, that's it's even with those kind of people that you're sharing those kinds of moments with, it's even better times. It's Absolutely. Even more fun.
Yeah.
And so for us it's just living it up and remembering where we came from and how far God brought us.
That is amazing.
I have a ramen noodle story for you real quick.
Okay, sure.
This is before.
The fact that you guys even eat ramen noodles is worrisome.
Ramen noodles is
like,
it's trash.
When we're done,
doesn't it smell bother you people?
Your parents were here when you came to college, right? Your parents?
Yeah.
And that's why, I beg, get out.
The fact that Moyo thinks she can call me out. Look, the first day I met Moyo, it was when he was collecting food. That's how we met.
What the fuck?
That's how we met. Now if you say a story, please don't let me open your book, bro.
My point is, ramen noodles smell so nasty. How do you guys eat that ramen noodles?
My dear, ramen noodles was good while it said.
People are suffered though.
We don't feel like what we've been through, so iffy.
Exactly. This was before they joined us. It was me and Jeep. So it's back in the early days. And yes, if you see my pictures back then, this is back like 2010, 2011, ramen noodle story. So me and Jibs, we got to the point where so back then, I was still young, we get pocket money, instead of using money to buy groceries, we spend our money on shoes. because of course we're doing crazy kid stuff. We'll get so broke that we'll be left to just ramen noodles and sardines.
Oh, at least you guys had
We'll
sardines.
boil ramen and boil sardine. We'll put it into a bowl. We'll both sit down together in the same bowl and just be eating out of the same bowl. And that's how close we were that like, or eating out of the same plate, no meat, nothing, just ramen, sardine, and peppers.
And dreams.
And dreams of a better tomorrow.
Yeah. Wow, this has been so much fun. I hope you guys had fun.
Yeah.
So if I were to talk about my friends, my girlfriends, I say, using one word, I call them joy. What do your friendship with your brotherhood? What does that feel like? One word.
Emmanuel is romantic and sensitive.
Romantic. I'll take it. Okay.
No. It's so okay. You guys put this in the word. Is more sensitive and deep into conversations than I am.
So it's intellectual.
No. But no, he's a smart kid. Don't get me wrong. He's a smart kid, though. But I'm saying, like when you're having a live conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel is super deep into life conversation, any romantic conversation, when it comes to all this value, like, huh?
Sappy?
What's that? What's that?
Sappy. It's a word.
It's just sappy.
But if you know what I'm talking about, that is
like cheesy, the smiley lovey-dovey, Okay.
Guy, why are you being weird now?
You said who's think we're romantic?
But for him is I would say life coach.
Okay. All right. Ify. One word.
True.
Ooh, I like it. Emmanuel.
Paul.
I don't want to be cheesy, but anyway, okay, yeah, I'll say motivation.
Motivation. Okay. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. This has been fun. I hope you guys had fun. You will be back again on different episodes if it's your second time. So thank you for coming back.
So he has reached limits.
Yeah. No, there's no limit. There's no limit. He's going to come and share that love story with his wife. I want to hear all about it, but with a different time. Thank you so much for joining us on that episode. I hope you enjoyed the friendship these guys have with their friends and their brothers. Until next time, whatever it is you want to do, whoever it is you want to become, all you have to do is start. And I hope when you start with the right people around you. Have a good one. Thank you so much for joining us on that episode. I hope you enjoyed.